Okay guys, this is a review of my Buckeye BC2 roaster. This is a 2-pound roaster. That's 2 pounds of green is the full capacity. It actually runs better on I run 29 ounces as my maximum load rather than 32 ounces, and 29 yields a full 1.5 pounds of roasted beans, so it's a nice round number for roasting for customers. So this is a beautiful machine, very heavily made, about 135 pounds in weight, and it's just a beast. Really does a good job. So let me run through a quick review and give you an idea if this machine could work for you. As an overview of my whole roastery, starting down at the end, of course, you can see the bun grinder. Probably 25% of my customers still want their coffee ground as I try to convince them to buy a grinder. There's a bag sealer, the little light blue object there, some bags of coffee ready to go. I'm running a Mac Mini with Artisan software, and then of course the roaster itself. Sitting on a Husky bench here, which you can't really see, with big nice pull-out drawers. It's pretty convenient little setup, and so far so good. Here's a close-up view of the roaster. It is fired up and not heating because this is just a demo for you, but you can see in the lower section the gas gauge, gas adjustment, and I will point out some of these things in a moment. The Magna Heli gauge for airflow, the manual damper, of course the hopper, and then back in the rear the fan to pull out air and pull out chaff, and there is the cooling tray. Let me just lock this in for a second, come around and show you. This here, of course, is the timer. You start the timer with this button. It reads out here, and then you can clear it with that button. This is the roasting button, power, roasting, timing, and the cooling tray. You may or may not be able to hear that. You should be able to hear it. The gas control is very well dampened, very easy to control, and of course the readout for the fuel itself and the Magna Heli gauge. Now let's pull it up a little bit so you can see the top of the roaster here. This gauge controls airflow through the roaster. It is fantastic. Rather than trying to vary the speed of the fan, Buckeye has chosen to develop this. I don't know if it's unique to them. This is my first commercial level roaster, but this controls an opening in this T-fitting, which allows more or less air to come through for the fan to pull through, and it is very fine control and very responsive. Excellent. This folds out, but you would never use this probably because it's just small amounts. There's a number gauge here from 0 to 10, and of course the readout shows on the Magna Heli gauge as well. Okay, I want to show you the front of the machine. Here of course is the door, and all of the machining on this is incredible. It's really impeccable, I would say. I know a bit about machining, and this is first rate. This is a very heavy, solid handle, and all these rods are solid. The stainless steel, this plate is about 1/4 of an inch thick. The trier works great, no problems there. Bearings are easy to grease from the front, and this of course is one of the thermal probes. There's another one coming in for airflow on the side of this. This is the LED light. Cooling tray removes, and here's the fan, the squirrel cage for pulling the air through. Of course a separate fan from the chaff cyclone. And it's nice quality stainless steel tray. Very easy to pull and dump your beans. And the steel on this is probably an 1/8 inch thick. And this whole unit moves away and is separate, which makes it easy for transport or cleaning purposes. Here you can see the chap door in the back. Very easy to empty. I put a tray underneath, open that up, and just brush it out with my fingers to clean the chap tray. Simple. The entire fan motor lifts off, and access can be had to clean the fan blades and the interior of the chaff collecting cyclone. I take these 2 wing nuts off, and this allows the whole thing to just slip off. Very simple. Okay, so the big question is, how does it roast? Well, I've had this machine for 8 months. I got it in June of 2020. I've roasted probably 300 pounds of coffee, and I love it. I went from a Genie roaster, Genie Cafe roaster, which of course all of you know is a home roaster, and it's a great roaster, really, $500 roaster, and I used that for 6 or 7 years, and I still have it, but I haven't roasted a single batch since I put this into service. This is a great roaster that will roast from 8 ounces, you know, on up to, like I said, my maximum is 29, but you can go 32 ounces. And to me, it's like a Ferrari. The controls are so responsive. It's so fast to change, your heat and airflow, not just in making the changes, but in the response to those changes. That's what I'm trying to say. So following Artisan and your rate of rise and everything is really easy. And, I found it to be a delight in use. And it's built so heavy. This is the tray just for the chaff that might fall out of the drum. And this is a solid stainless steel. And I'll show you a detail of the TIG welding on stainless steel. It's amazing, just super high quality. And this steel on the front is, I don't know if it's not quite an 1/8, but yeah, it's very thick, and everything is made super well. I'm really impressed with the quality of this machine. This cover here, Randy at Buckeye Coffee, just a delightful guy to work with, super patient. You never feel any pressure. You feel like you're talking with your neighbor. Guy's great, and he will help you every step of the way. But this is, if you want this in a different color, you can get this in I think a silver, maybe a black. This is a rose gold. There's a few options there, which is kind of nice if it's a feature piece in your cafe and you want it to be seen by your customers. You can do that. The Magna Heli gauge was a $100 option. In my opinion, it's well worth it. Really nice to have that visual of your airflow. And what else? I guess that's it. I think if you're interested in a roaster and you're shopping around, really check these out, these Buckeye roasters. They're amazing. They're really, really a good bargain for the money. It was much better than I expected when I got it. It was crated super well, not a bit of damage. It came quickly from Arizona to the East Coast where I live. Just a few days after it shipped, I had it. So really, really happy with that. The service is first rate. You can't do better than Randy, I don't think, at Buckeye Roasters. This guy, you can reach him almost any time. He responds to his emails really fast, and he makes anything right that you might have an issue with. I had no issues, 0 issues. I did change out the gauge when I went from propane to natural gas. He sent me a new gauge. I put it in. 15-minute job probably, and so it gives, you can use the propane gauge, but this gives a little more resolution. It's a smaller range for natural gas because you don't have as much pressure with natural gas. So that was a nice change there. Yeah, if I can answer any questions, let me know. Maybe I'll do a roast video at some point, but you know, this thing, you know, it's worth its weight. It really carries itself, especially for the price. And, you know, excellent machine. So thank you for watching. If I can answer any questions, please, anytime. Send over in the comments, and I will be sure to answer those. And if you would like more videos like this, please subscribe and like this video. Thank you for watching.